Happy New Year. Welcome back to the Reclamation Station. Welcome to the 1 year, the day after the Epiphany. I hope you had a beautiful entry into 2026. We will start off our new year with a question around water, and we will always build in our practice with the staples from last year, which are you have your water, your oil, your journal and a pen, and your voice. So this station is designed for you to reclaim your sovereignty, for you to remember your sovereignty, for you to reclaim your divinity and remember your magic. So let's rock and roll. We will start by blessing our water. And so I like to hold the water over the midline, which is over the heart and over the midline. I'm touching kind of all of it with this vessel that I have here. And the midline represents the unification, the union of divine masculine and feminine. It also is the union of working with the right and left hemisphere. So there's lots of ways that you think about this, or you could think about this, but I'm going to invite you to drop in, have your feet on the floor. Imagine your hips really rooted in your seat. Call in reverence in any way that feels right for you. I'm going to say a prayer over my water. It's a prayer I'll invite you to say as well. You can say any prayer over your water or any loving message over your water to restructure the molecules of this water. So I'm going to say an Aramaic prayer that is basically asking the Holy Spirit, Holy Sophia, to descend upon these waters. And in doing so, she's bringing light into this water. And when I'm consuming it, I'm consuming light. And so light conception, this is a kind of a way to think about light conception. Rahu Kadusha. Elchem Maya Tanakati. Rahu Kadush Elchem Maya Tanakati. Rahu Kadush Elchem Maya Tanakati. So my water is structured. I have my oil. And I'm going to invite you now to just take your oil, whatever you have, rub it in your hands. I'm going to breathe it in. Good 3 breaths. And on that 3rd breath, just pause for 1 second and ask your body where your hands need to go the most. And wherever they're inviting you to, try to do skin on skin. So I'm being invited to hold the back of my neck. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to just make sure that I am listening to see if there's anything that wants to come through there. But these are, again, embodiment practices that invite connection back to self. So why would we do embodiment practices? To be closer and closer and closer to reclaiming our own divinity. And we're not seeking things outside of us for answers. We're going inward. Our body knows. Our water knows. We're just being asked to remember. We get in a right relationship with water and coherence, and you'll see the magic unfold for yourself. I am now going to get my full kind of water going. I'm looking for my paper here. I'm going to just chant a little bit, do a little quick song so that we send a vibration through our system, also aligning our chakras. And there's another post that talks about why we do this, and I just want to add here real quickly on the last syllable, the M. We're really going to hold that vibration a little bit longer than we might the rest of it, because MEM, mem, also in Aramaic, means water. So we want to hold that a little bit more as we vibrate. I think all of these things are connected. I don't know how yet, but there's too many dots that I see that kind of go together. And that's the mystery that I'm trying to remember. So we're going to do the Bija sounds one time through and hold on the M at the end if you can. And when we're done with that, we will have essentially lined up our chakras, cleared out of space, and our energy vibration also helps to restructure your water. So Lam, 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 lam. Vam, 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 vam. Ram, 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 ram. Yum, 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 yum. Hum, 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 hum. Om, 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 om. So just in our brief 7 minutes here, we've restructured the water that we're taking in. We've built coherence in our body through sound and building up a vibration of our body. And we've worked with sacred oils to identify somatically where our body was seeking our attention through oils. So always on the reclamation station, we're working with the cosmic play of questions. And today I'm exploring the connection between water and changing cognitive abilities, sometimes called dementia, sometimes called Alzheimer's, sometimes called, we'll just say forgetfulness. There are many, many ways that Western medicine has defined changing cognitive abilities with different diagnoses. But in essence, what we're talking about is forgetting. And the reclamation station is all about remembering who we are, remembering where we came from, remembering our divinity, remembering our sovereignty. So we know from science and from direct experience, for some people, that water holds impressions. Another way to say it is water holds memory. We know that the earth is mostly water. We know that our bodies are mostly water. We know that our brains are mostly water. Those connecting dots about all of the things that are mostly water pose the question, for me at least, that if water holds memory and we are mostly water, what is happening to us and to people with changing cognitive abilities? I don't know. I do know that people with changing cognitive abilities, when placed in certain circumstances, like with music that they grew up with and songs that they know, spontaneously remember every word of the song, tap their foot perfectly to the melody, know the harmony, and sing it without a disruption. Where does that come from? And how is that retrieved? How is someone able to pull that in, quote, out of the ethers, when seconds ago they didn't know anything about where they were or who they were with, including family? This is a mystery. So the brain is mostly water, and water holds memory. So what is it about the water in our bodies that is changing, that may cause or may lead to forgetfulness? For me, it's talking about, again, bulk water and structured water. Bulk water, as we know, is loosely held. Things can pass through it, like a memory. Structured water, easy water, is a web inside of you. It's structured. It's more plasma. It's a plasmic state. If I were to put something in plasma, let's say I drop a crystal in plasma, it would stay kind of loosely held in the plasma. Plasma is more viscous, can hold things like a memory. If I were to drop a crystal inside of bulk water that is loosely held, it would pass through. Forgetfulness. How are those things connected? This is the mystery. So that's what we're working with today. Forgetfulness, memory, bulk water, which I think forgetting and bulk water is related. And I believe that structured water and remembering are related. I would love to invite people to take a couple of weeks and diligently structure your water, pray over your water, visit a spring. Maybe I'll post Find My Spring, or if you Google, actually I won't post it because it's going to take up time. I'm all about easy. Google Find My Spring. Download the app, go online, you put in your state where you live or whatever. You're going to have a spring near you, possibly. You will definitely have a spring near you. How far that is going to be relative. But all states, locations have springs. Go there, drink that water for a while, see what happens. The easiest thing that you can do, though, is whatever water that you do have, even if it's bulk water and that's all you have available to you, pray over your water, structure your water, sing to your water. I'll drop the Aramaic prayer you can place over your water. You can write intentions on your water, even just write the word remember over your water and see what happens, right? Structure your water. Move it from bulk, which is, in my belief now, forgetfulness, to structured water, more plasmic, remembering. If you're living with or caring for people with changing cognitive abilities, start to offer and invite structured water into your life and their life. So you could add a pinch of salt to the water that you may be drinking after you are structuring it with sound. You can invite water into their life in any form to see what might happen. So a foot soak, a having water next to people that you have structured and blessed. Just become close in relationship to water for yourself and the people that you may be caring for. Invite what I'm calling structure into their world and your world, and let's just see what happens. I am very curious to see what you identify and what you might discover. I think the salt is an extra feature because it helps with the electromagnetic charge of water. So invite it in. But if you believe, like I do, that water holds memory, let's explore the question of what is happening to our memory when we expose it to bulk water, unable to hold a thought, versus structured water, able to hold a thought. And work with sound, because there is something happening when we play music for people with changing cognitive abilities and their ability to recall that instantaneously. And at the start of this this post, we know that Aramaic means water. It's a vibration. Vibration and frequency is how sound is created. And could there be a connection between the vibration of that sound in the body between a person who's living with dementia that it's recalled instantaneously? So this is the question. This is what we're talking about today. And let's just keep exploring this, the connection between water and changing cognitive abilities. Let's see what Mary has to say. We always end on an oracle. See what Mary has to say about this. I use 2 decks. She has 2 cards out. Love, highest vibration, and beloved. I don't know what to say here aside from these are 2 of the highest vibing cards in this deck. I mean, they're all high vibing cards, but working with the frequency of love and the beloved. Loved and the beloved. Can you imagine loving yourself, seeing yourself as the beloved so much that you never take a sip of bulk water again and that you only invite structured water into your body? This is the ask of these cards. Remember, I draw the card and I give you what comes. I don't read the thing. I know the descriptions by heart in this deck for sure. So I am drawing the oracle and sharing what comes. And love and beloved paired with this message is, could you ever imagine loving yourself enough that you remember and reclaim your divinity by structuring your water, having a more plasmic structure to yourself, that you're able to remember all lifetimes, much less what's happening or what has happened a minute or 2 before this, right? Final card, the blue rose. Okay, so if you have seen anything else on the blue rose is the frequency and the vibration. I mean, look at it, it's water. Look at the water pouring out of this blue rose. So it's a 12 card also. 12 is 12 is the Magdalene number, one of the Magdalene numbers. When you do work with water, it is asked that you always have at least 12 participants with you. It's a lot of retreats. You will see that they invite 12 men or women to the retreats when they're working with water. It's the high priestess of the blue rose. I'm going to just go to the message that it wants for you to have. This is an anointing ritual. Be guided to the blue rose priestess. I'm going to cry. It says, to access I'm going to show it to you. This is what the ask is: to access the collective record and memory of all that has ever been. Call in the library of Sophia. Now I'm going to underline the words here so that you see what is happening when you call in Sophia and water and work with water. I'm going to put a star over these things, and I'm going to show it to you up close. So, to access the collective record and memory of all that has ever been, and call in the library of Sophia. So, you see there, it says collective memory. To access the collective memory. I don't think we have to say anything else. Sophia and Mary have clearly spoken here. So on behalf of all beings with changing cognitive abilities, however you define that, spectrum, memory, it doesn't matter. What matters is you find a place that you love yourself. You become the beloved so much that the only water that you would ever take in again is structured and prayed over, so that you hold the sacred memories of this lifetime and maybe others. And if you are in a situation or position where you're the primary caregiver of a person with changing cognitive abilities, expose them to every possible avenue of water, even if it's just a bowl of water near them, and for yourself. Play with this. I'd love to hear what you're finding. If it resonated, explore the question with me, but continue to work and play with water. Ram Ram.